Hi boys and girls. I just got done with our Google Meet a few minutes ago and it was awesome to see you, and I promised you that I'd be getting a math video ready for tomorrow. So here we are, and we are skipping lesson 144. Again, as I mentioned, you're welcome to do that lesson if you'd like to, but just for simplifying things, I'm going to skip to lesson 145, which is page 289. And today we're going to be multiplying one-digit numbers times three-digit factors, okay? So let's go ahead and hop right in to number one. Number one is 396 times 3, okay? I can tell from our Google Meet today that you guys are doing really awesome with this, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm not surprised. So going to the three-digit factor and carrying to the hundreds place should not be a big deal. It's just a matter of practicing it over and over again, okay? So in the ones place, where we always start, 3 times 6 is 18. Be really careful now that we're carrying with 3 digits up here. When you carry that 1, make sure you carry it to the tens place. Don't skip the tens place and carry it over the hundreds place, okay? Let's multiply again. 3 times 9, okay? 3 times 9 is 27, all right? 27 plus 1, okay? 27 plus 1 is 28. So you can see the numbers are getting bigger. So work slowly and carefully. All right, let's multiply now in the hundreds column. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 equals 11. Okay, so our answer is 1,188. So you can see it's doing the same thing, but it's just multiplying bigger numbers, okay? Here again comes the importance of knowing your multiplication facts. And I can't encourage you enough to keep practicing those every day. Please practice even this summer, okay? Don't let those multiplication and division facts lapse, all right? You want to keep those fresh because you will need them in 4th grade, okay? All right, so that's number one. We're going to go through all of these on this page just to give you a reassurance and give you practice, okay? 245 times 3. Okay, starting in the ones place, 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, the 5 goes there. We're going to carry that 1 to the tens place. Let's multiply first. 3 times 4 equals 12 plus 1. Okay, 12 plus 1 is 13. Okay, put the 3 here because once again we can't put two numbers in one place, and now carry that 1 to the hundreds place. 3 times 2 equals 6, plus 1 equals 7. So it's the same thing that you were doing, it's just more numbers and bigger numbers. So just work slowly, carefully. That's the nice thing about doing this at home. You're under no time pressures. We're not rushing off to PE or rushing off to lunch or wherever. You have time at home, plenty of time to get this in your mind and get lots of practice. So great job. Okay, all right, number 3. Number 3 is 423 times 5. Okay, again, starting in the ones place, 5 times 3 is 15. Put the 5 there, carry the 1 to the tens place, okay? 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, okay? Put the 1 there, we'll carry the other 1 up here to the hundreds place. 5 times 4 equals 20, plus 1 equals 21. I think I mentioned this to you before. You do not have to put those plus signs if you don't want to. I like to start out doing that because I want you to remember that even though we're multiplying these numbers, we're not multiplying these numbers up here. So the plus sign helps me remember and hopefully helps you remember too to add those numbers, not to multiply them, okay? So your answer is 2,115. Doing awesome. You may be ahead of me. You may have already done this page and are just checking your work. That's great. Hopefully you're getting right answers. If not, make those corrections and do it over again. These are the times to make the mistakes because mistakes are how you learn. All right, let's go ahead to the ones place again. 4 times 3 equals 12. We'll put our 2 there and carry our 1. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. 3 there and carry the other 3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So 183 times 4 is 732. I'll give you a minute to make sure you are getting that down, because I know I'm going probably kind of fast. So feel free to pause the video, stop, and take your time to write your answers in. Remember to work neatly. The more numbers we get up here at the top, the more congested and messy it can get. So just be aware of that and be careful about that. Okay. I think maybe I'll go ahead and do 2 up here this time. That way it'll give you time, so I'm not rushing ahead of you. Number 5, 231 times 5. Okay. Again, starting in the ones place, 5 times 1 is 5. Nothing to carry, that's kind of nice. 5 times 3 is 15, so we'll put the 5 there. Now we do need to carry the 1. 5 times 2 equals 10, plus 1 equals 11. Don't forget to put that comma in there always, 3 spaces over. Remember, ones, tens, hundreds, comma. Thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, comma. Every 3 places we get a comma. All right, so 231 times 5 equals 1,155. I'll go ahead and leave that one up there this time and do number 6 over here. 114 times 3. Always nice to see a few ones there. That's going to keep your multiplication very simple. 3 times 4 equals 12. Put your 2 there, carry your 1, okay? 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Nothing to carry again. 3 times 1 in the hundreds place is 3. So 114 times 3 is 342. Okay, I'll leave that one there. We've got 2 more, rolling right along. We're going to do number 7 over here. Okay, number 7, 862. There's going to be some bigger multiplication here. Anytime those numbers are higher, it's going to be higher multiplication. Okay, 4 times 2 equals 8. Nothing to carry. 4 times 6 equals 24. You got it. Okay, we're going to put the 4 there. Now we are going to carry that 2. Multiply first. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 2 is 34. Okay, so we'll come over 3 digits, put our comma right there before the thousands place, and our answer is 3,448. Okay, and the last one on this page in this section, number 8, is 329 times 2. Okay, starting in the ones place, 2 times 9 is, give you a second to figure it out. See if you get what I get. 18. Did you get it? I hope so. The 8 goes here, carry the 1. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Okay, and then in the hundreds place, 2 times 3 is 6. So 329 times 2 equals 658. All right. We're going to go ahead while we're at it and do the story problems together today. The first one, number 9, is a 2-step problem. I'll go ahead and read it. You follow along. James had $20 for shopping. He bought a pair of jeans for $12.95 and a t-shirt for $5.95. How much money does James have left? All right, whenever we have a question like that, if you'll remember us talking in class, when you're looking for how much is left, that's going to be subtraction. But before we know what to subtract, we've got to figure out how much the total is of what James wants to buy. So we're going to have an addition problem first. Okay, we're going to take $12 $2,048.95. As you write this on your paper, be very careful to line up these numbers. You want to line up your decimal points. That always helps to put that in there first, and then a 5 here and 95 here. It's really the most important part of setting up this problem before you start to figure it out, is making sure the numbers are lined up. You won't get a right answer if those numbers don't line up with the exact right places, okay? So let's go ahead and add this in the ones place. 5 plus 5, everybody, is, yep, 10. We're going to carry the 1. See. All right, now we're going to add, because this is addition, so we're not doing multiplication right now. Change gears a little bit. 1 times 9 is 10. 10 times 9 is 19. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring this decimal down right there and then carry that 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 18. Or, yeah, 18, excuse me. No, I'm sorry, 8. I'm thinking ahead. All right, 8. And then we're going to bring that 1 down. And we have the total of what James was planning on spending. The total was $18.90. Well, looking back at the problem, how much did it say that James had in his wallet or in his pocket to use to buy this? Yep, you're right, $20. So we're going to take the $20 that James had to purchase this, and we're going to subtract the amount of things that he's purchasing, $8.90. Okay, so now we're going to do the good old subtraction, and you can see with all those zeros right away that we need to go all the way over to the thousands place. We can't subtract any of those the way they are because there's nothing there to subtract from. So we're going to take 1 away from this thousands place and rename that 2 to a 1. Okay, we're going to give the 1 that we took there to the hundreds place. All right, can't stop there because these guys still need to borrow. So we're going to borrow from that 10 and leave the hundreds place with 9. Going to give that 1 that we borrowed to the tens place. Okay, we need to keep going because oh no we don't, excuse me, I'm sorry, because these are zeros, so we can do that one, 0 minus 0. All right, 10 minus 9 equals 1. 9 minus 8 equals 1. All right, and we know that 1 minus 1 equals 0. You do not need to write that 0. We'll just let that be understood and put our dollar sign in there. And $1.10 is how much money James is going to have left after purchasing the t-shirt and the jeans. All right? So you can fill those answers in. Let's see. See if I can move my camera down here so I don't have to erase that. Let's see. Move that, adjust that down. That way I can do the other one down. See if you can still see it, because I know you might be still writing that work in there. All right, let's look at number 10. I'm going to go ahead to number 10. If you need a little more time, you can go back. I'll leave the camera on that for just a minute. Number 10, though, just skip with me to number 10 and read along. Anita and her family traveled 457 miles to her grandma's house. How many miles was the round trip? The round trip was, right, we're going to go ahead and take the number of miles that Anita traveled, 457, right, to her grandma's house. And when it says round trip, that means 457 to my grandma's house and 470 miles back to her own house. So that's 2 times, all right? So we're going to take 457 times 2. All right, so we're back to what we were doing earlier on the page of multiplying. 2 times 7 equals 14. I'm going to carry that 1. 2 times 5 equals 10. Plus 1 equals 11. There's a 1. I'm going to carry the next one. 2 times 4 equals 8. Plus 1 equals 9. Which means that Anita and her family are going to travel 914 miles round trip. Anytime you hear the words round trip, doesn't mean you're going round. What it means is you're going to a place and then back. Some of your families that have flown on airplanes, when they went to buy their airplane ticket, they probably purchased what's called a round trip ticket. We use Avery and Ava as an example a lot because they travel out to Oregon and Washington. And when they go out there to visit family, they buy round trip tickets, which means they're going to Oregon or Washington, whichever one they're traveling to, and then they're coming back home to their home now in Georgia. That's called a round trip, so that's considered 2 trips. One to the place and the other one coming back. That's just a little extra info on that. All right, on this problem, by the way, you also could have added 457 plus 457. That would have also told you how many miles the round trip would have been. I'm going to scoot that camera up a little bit again, just in case everybody didn't get those problems from the first story problem. And I'll give you a second to look at those. I hope that this was understandable to you. Once again, just keep practicing, and we will get back together on Thursday at our Google Meet this week and review what you've been doing today and maybe look a little bit at what tomorrow's lesson will be like. Thanks, boys and girls.